Should we start then?
Yeah. It was 2008, and honestly, I didn't know what to expect from the IPL when it started. There were murmurs that franchisees will come up from different cities and something like the English Premier League, but we literally had no idea what this concept of the IPL was. Obviously, ICL was there before the IPL was, but a bit of mix of both NFL and the English Premier League in football came together. And then different cities were allotted to different franchisees or clubs. And then me being from Kolkata, obviously looking for the Kolkata team. Not many people in England or anywhere else can say that they were there during the time of inception of their club. A Chelsea fan can't recall, they have to go back generations when they said that when their club was formed. But this generation of the cricket IPL fans can, and we were just curious. I was just 7 years old at that time. We were just curious, what is this about? And then we found out that one of the biggest Bollywood stars, Shah Rukh Khan, had bought the ownership of the Kolkata club. So that was very exciting because he's a superstar in his own rights. And then the name came up as Kolkata Knight Riders, and that's where the first love started, and it has been a crazy journey as a Knight. Through the ups and the downs, our journey has been really, really traumatic in the beginning. We didn't have the best of starts, but that's how it goes on, to be honest. Well, the first year of the IPL was very unique, to say the least. Obviously, I could clearly remember the first game of the IPL. As I said before, it was all a mystery. How is it going to be? There was the two main big eye-catching industries in India came together, Bollywood and cricket, and that was big. I remember the first game of the IPL, Kolkata Knight Riders was playing against Royal Challengers Bangalore, and cricket fans all around, from England, from India, Australia, New Zealand, we were not used to booing or cheering for a foreign player, which is very common for football fans. So that was something new. I saw in the opposition team Zaheer Khan, India's spearhead at that time, and we were like, that was kind of weird. Someone who you cheer for your whole lifetime is up against your team. So that was kind of new. It's pretty much like Harry Kane. You don't want him to score against your club, but when he turns up for England, you want him to. So then, and these guys, RCB, I remember they had Dr. Vijay Mallya as their owner. Everything flashy about them. They had the Formula 1 car, I remember, at the side of the Chinnaswamy Stadium. And their squad was full of superstars as well. Rahul Dravid was the captain. And then firstly the auction came up. We didn't know how it's going to be. So then we were told that players are going to be sold like normal, when a painting comes up or an antique car or whatever. So players are going to get to auction. But we need to rewind that the first IPL, they were marquee players. And without a doubt, the Prince of Kolkata, our very own Sourav Ganguly, was traded or was the marquee player for our team. And obviously it was buzzing. It was a no-brainer. He's called the Prince of Kolkata, so it was rightly so. And we knew that he's going to be leading us, and we were excited, man. I was awestruck by the fact that we're gonna have Dada as a captain. It was a no-brainer, as I said. But then we saw the squad, we saw the players coming up. Ricky Ponting, the most successful cricket captain of all time, won like 2 World Cups for Australia back-to-back as skipper. Him playing on our side. We could never imagine, as a kid, 7-year-old, always, I will not say dislike Ponting, because look, he's a legend. By no means anyone dislikes him, but dislike in the sense in the sporting way, because he was so good. For him to play for your team, that was intriguing. And we had David Hussies, we had a great team. We had Shoaib Akhtar, we had Umar Gul, Salman Butt. So all this, we were so strong on paper. And then this auction came up, and then we were like, okay, now it's showtime. First game of the IPL, KKR plays RCB, and you couldn't write a better script. You just could not write a better script. I think that just took off the IPL as a whole, the tournament as a whole, because just remember, ICL did not take off, so it was still not a flop by any means, but it was not by no means anywhere near successful as it was thought to be. Brendan McCullum, we always knew who Brendan McCullum was, a short, blonde-haired, tattooed New Zealand attacking wicketkeeper batsman. We knew what he could do, but he just came and he just smoked RCB all around the park. 158 not out. You cannot write a better script than that. And yeah, I mean, as I said, coming from Kolkata, it did not cross my mind of having my loyalties anywhere else. But that game, you know, it was just the start of something special we knew as a tournament as a whole. But just the everything, the aura around, you know. Shah Rukh Khan was dancing with, I think it was, I can't remember who he was dancing with, but you know, the visuals. I think it's Arjun Rampal. Shah Rukh Khan dancing with Arjun Rampal in the stands, wearing KKR jerseys. On the other side, he had Katrina Kaif, another Bollywood superstar. So it was a whole new experience. You know, cricket wasn't like that. Cricket became a party. It was just a party from day one. You had the two big industries coming together, Bollywood and cricket, and you know, it has become such a big thing in the world cricket calendar that there are no big movies that release in that time frame of 1.5 months, 2 months, because people are not interested. People are just interested in the IPL. They just want to stick to, you know, the TV screens or go to the ground, and it's much more than just a 20-20 over game. It has evolved over the years, but yeah, as you said, we had a great first game that kick-started. We demolished RCB. With all due respect, I say that to another very big club. First 3 years, on paper, if you see, I think we had a very strong lineup. First year was disappointing. I think we did not win enough games to qualify for the top 4. We won games after the first game narrowly. Remember one game very clearly against Delhi Capitals now. Delhi Daredevils back in the day, when we beat them. Shoaib Akhtar ran havoc, and their batting lineup, you know, they had Sehwag, Gambhir, AB de Villiers, the great AB de Villiers, and you know, like, we showed glimpses that we could take the big boys down. First year was that, but it was a new experience for all of us. The second year of IPL, well, we came bottom. IPL moved from India to South Africa. Obviously, the second edition of the Indian Premier League was held in South Africa entirely. If we can all recall, because there were elections and there were other complications where we couldn't host it. So that was another experience. Obviously, we witnessed year 1 of the IPL, but the second year moving to South Africa, that was something new, because the players had to get used to the conditions. As we know, Johannesburg in South Africa is the cricket ground with the highest altitude. It's, I guess, I don't know the exact number. It's very high, above sea level. So all these little complications or challenges, should I say, came in. And our opening batsmen were Brendan McCullum and Chris Gayle. I mean, if you tell any cricket fan that your team's going to get openers, if you tell any cricket fan that Chris Gayle and McCullum will be opening for you guys, he's going to close his eyes and say, I'll take that any day. But I guess too many superstars created too many problems. I don't know, was that the case? But yeah, it was definitely a year to forget. Year 2010 is the year that the fortunes don't change, but something big changes. That's the color of our kit, the color of our jersey. We went from black to purple. So yeah, for some reason, or for right reasons, it was weird, because my dad broke it to me that KKR is going to change their colors from black to purple, because black was very smart. I'm not going to lie, we used to look really dope on the field, and I still have that black kit back home, and the gold coming out, black and gold. We just looked apart, I would say. We looked very unique from rest of the teams who would go for just blue and red and all those, etc. But yeah, purple again unique indeed. No other team had purple, and till date, no other team has had purple. So it was. I'm not gonna lie. I did not have the best reaction. I did not think that purple is going to be as dope as black. But then the first kit came out. It was quite similar to our first year's kit, and it looked very good. And Dada was leading us in 2010. Remember the first game against Deccan Chargers we won. 2010 we missed out narrowly on the top 4 because we lost a game that we should have won. That was against Kings 11 Punjab. Scored around 200. And back in the day, I'm saying back in 2010, 200 was a mammoth total. And it was nearly impossible to chase down. Not like today, you're chasing down 240. So yeah, 2010, that was disappointing. That hurt more because we were so close yet so far, and that summed up the first 3 years. So in 2010, every franchisee were told to let go most of the squad and to retain, I can't remember the exact amount of players that were allowed to retain. I remember RCB just retained Virat Kohli. Obviously CSK retained MS. And I did not have any expectations, honestly, because of our performance, who we would retain. But we let go all of them. So that plan was clear by the KKR management that we would revamp everything and we will start from scratch. Comes the auction, and there was Twitter back in the day, but obviously I did not have a personal cell phone back in time. So I remember going to my PC and going to Google and checking out, and I saw something big. So Gautam Gambhir has been bought, and I straight away knew that he's going to be a captain. He's going to lead. I could sense from a distance, from seeing the auction, that he's the man that was targeted by Venki Mysore and company, and I could just sense it. Even if there was another player of a bigger stature, with all due respect, came into the KKR squad, I knew the squad is going to be around Gambhir. We get Yusuf Pathan and Jacques Kallis. Jacques Kallis is the greatest all-rounder of all time. And I knew KKR had actually finished off their purse. For people who don't know, so every team is given a limited amount of money to spend during the auction so that they don't get bonkers, basically. And so that was a big challenge for them. But I knew we had a very strong core. These 3 guys, Gambhir, Yusuf, and Jacques Kallis, heaps of experience. And I knew even as a, I think I was just 10, I could sense that if we base around our squad around these 3 guys, we could go a long way. And the squad comes up, and 2011, a new look KKR squad. Everything was new about it. The energy, the vibe, everything. 2011, we make it to the playoffs or the semi-finals for the first time. And I was buzzed, man. I was buzzed. Obviously, your team doing well for the first time. We did relatively well, but 2011 was the turning point, as we said. But as they said, that destiny has its ideas. We crashed out. I remember 2011 against Mumbai Indians, a game before the eliminator. We should have never been in the eliminator. Lakshmipati Balaji, he gives away 21 odd runs against James Franklin, and Ambati Raidu hits it for a 6 in the last ball, and it was a crushing defeat, man. It was. I remember I was just crying to sleep because it was so bad, and we missed out on the top 2 spot. And yeah, we faced MI at Wankhede, and it was they just crushed us. They just crushed us bad. Yeah, that was the year, but I was so proud of KKR because we made it to the playoffs, and we played some good cricket. We played cricket like no other team had. So 2012 comes, and I'm like 11 years old. I'm thinking, okay, now last year we did well. I'm thinking now we are one of the big boys now. Yeah, we haven't won anything, but But Charlie, I could sense that this was our year. I don't know if that makes sense even. I could just sense that maybe this is our year. This is the time that we waited for because everything was in balance. 2012 was the year that we get back Brendan McCullum. So Brendan McCullum obviously went to Kochi Tuskers Kerala in 2011 to play a season without us. That team dissolved. That team didn't exist anymore after that. So Kochi players came into the auction again. And I did not think that KKR would go for Brendan because we did have quite a few keepers. We had Brad Haddon, we had Bisla, who would obviously go on to be our hero of the final. But we did go for Brendan, and then I was a bit shocked by the decision because of the composition of the squad. But here we are. We had Brendan McCullum, and obviously he's one of our favourite. Later on, would go on to coach our team as well. It's great to have him back. So all the compositions came into place, and I was like, okay, let's start. But we lose the first 2 games of the season. I'm like, all right, we can't go this way again. Slowly, we start winning. And I remember going to a game against Pune Warriors India. Now, that was a very weird game in a sense because Pune Warriors was led by Saurav Ganguly, who is the Prince of Kolkata, Kolkata's prodigal son. He was coming to play against us as a visitor, but I remember the whole crowd was divided. That was like, Bengal was partitioned back, I can't exactly remember the year, but I remember one journalist put up a headline on a newspaper that it's for the first time since Bengal was partitioned in XYZ year, it's going to happen the same because the city was divided. And just imagine a team from far west of the country. One man captivated everything. Your own son coming to play against your own team, putting on a visitor's shirt. If someone does that in football in England, they're going to get booed. But he wasn't. Ganguly is adored by Kolkata, and rightfully so. But I had very clear mind. I was with KKR always, but that game that we won, I was there in the ground. It was a very narrow defeat. It was a very narrow victory, but I think we held our nerves very well. The energy of the squad, it felt like a family. Everyone was, it was a mixture of both experience and youth. You had Jack Kallis, you had Brett Lee, you had the Balajis. Lakshmipati Balaji went for 21 runs in the game that we lost in 2011. Gautam Gambhir, being the captain, went to him and said, "You are going to win us the trophy next year," which he would go on to do. He would go on to miss the final. But against Delhi Daredevils in the first playoffs, he was the superstar for us. And then we reached the final. CSK bat first and post a total of 191. Our star bowler for that season, Sunil Narayan, goes plenty, goes wicketless. They take us apart. We're thinking now 191, how do we chase it down against CSK? Big final. The thing that really why I was nervous about, because I knew that they had done it before. All of their players had played the final before just last year. So they will not be as nervous as our players were because we were doing it for the first time. Even Gigi was playing his first ever IPL final. So that was my only point of concern, that these guys, they've done it before. They've done it twice in a row. So is it going to be that big of a challenge? And a sea of yellow. And first over, we lose our captain. And Chase, Ben Hilfenhaus bowled a slower one. Goes on bowled. I'm like, how do we do it now? Out comes Jacques Kallis, the very calm and composed South African veteran Jacques Kallis. I think that was just the partnership made in heaven. You had an uncapped player who had nothing to lose, a youngster, Manvinder Bisla, who was not even supposed to play the final, who wasn't expecting to play the final. He just played because of complications, because of the foreigner rule. And obviously the injury obviously played a part. you had his attitude of, okay, I'm here, let's give it a go. And you had the experience of Jacques Kallis. Both came together. The calm and cool-headed. And Besla plays the innings of his life. He just seemed different. I remember Dermot Reeve in commentary saying when he hit Ravichandran Ashwin for a 6, 2 sixes in a row, a bit of Rohit Sharma about his style. And we did see a bit of Rohit Sharma that day about his style and his game. He was just piercing. He was just playing as if he owns the ground. Just imagine a youngster coming in, uncapped player, hasn't played for India, hasn't had anything attractive to show in his CV, playing against the champions in a big final, in front of their home crowd, and just playing like as if he doesn't care. He's up against the big boys, but he's just smacking them apart. Okay, slowly we get there. Jacques Kallis plays a fantastic innings. He plays a very Jacques Kallis innings. Calm and composed, keeps the strikes. Suddenly we build pressure. Bang, we are back in the game. Back in the game. And we lose Bisla. Kallis is still there. Bang, we lose Kallis. I think Lakshmiratan Shukla comes in, we fail, and then we get there. Yusuf goes, we get there, we go. Charlie, when he comes that close, I remember Shah Rukh Khan saying, okay, God, you can't break my heart now. We've come so far, this can't happen. This has to be, we will win this time. Manoj Tiwari and Shakib are at the crease. Veteran Shakib Al Hasan and Manoj at that time was playing for India as well. Remember, obviously there was no ball and everything. A lot of drama. I mean, I don't know how it was definitely not for the weak-hearted. I don't know how did I keep my composure. It was just, heart was pumping. Shakib plays a lap shot, goes for 4. We need 9 of the last over. Who's coming to bowl in? Dwayne Bravo. I'm thinking, God, this guy knows how to bowl Yorkers. I just hope he does not bowl Yorkers. If he is going for the slower ones, which is deceiving, but these two guys, they know how to play slow balls. Shakib and Manoj both. That's what happens. Simon Dool in commentary also said, Bravo, why are you becoming so predictable? He hits them. And the ball, the final winning runs, it just went in slow motion. It was like going. And watching at home, I remember everyone just burst up, As soon as it crossed the bump, because it was in the air, it was bouncing, going in the air. This is it. We were IPL champions. That emotional story did come to a wonderful, wonderful ending, indeed. I can't. It's the best day of my life, man. It was fantastic, how we did it, the way we did it. He said, that commentary is still so clear in my mind, still so fresh, that the IPL trophy will move up from Chennai and go up to Kolkata. The emotional story has a wonderful ending from their point of view. They've endured so much trauma, so much emotions, and now they'll celebrate. I'm having goosebumps, man. That was good because now we were obviously one of the big boys. 2014 was very different from 2012. 2014 was a year that taught me many things as a person, that you should never give up in life, because we had a terrible first leg in the UAE. Obviously, it was played in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Sharjah, and we just, I guess, won one game, and we came back to India, and we had to win, I think, 9 or 10 matches in a row to go to the playoffs. Anybody would have said, oh, it's impossible. But we won 9 in a row. We beat everyone, and I remember the last league game against the Sunrisers. We needed to chase down the score in about, pardon me if I get the overs wrong. It was a long time ago. It was the 13th or the 15th over. To get the top 2 spot. We would have qualified anyway if we would have beaten the Sunrisers, but we come in and we smashed them. Yusuf Pathan comes. I don't know what did he have in his lunch that day. Stale Stain, one of the best bowlers in the world. How daunting that is at his face. Stain's face is so aggressive. He just treated him like some club bowler. So then you make it to the top two. We had a home playoff to add a cherry to the cake, and then yeah, Yusuf again. But in that game, it was total team effort, and we get to the final against Kings 11. Now the tables had turned. Yeah, we were playing Punjab in the final. We were playing Punjab in the. It was their first ever final. So now we knew that they are the nervous ones. Now we knew that, our players know. Gigi knows. Balaji knows. I don't know. I think Balaji wasn't there. Shakib knows. We have been here before. We have been in the stage before. So I knew that they were the nervous ones. But again, it was literally like an action replay of the 2012 final. They scored a mammoth 200 runs. They gave us 200 to chase. One of our ex-players actually coming to haunt us, Riddhiman Saha, scores a wonderful 100. I think it's one of the best hundreds you'll ever see in T20s. I think it's still the only player to score 100 in the IPL final. And then, as I said, action replay, because in 2012 we lost our captain in the first over while our chase. This time we lost our star player, orange cap holder, Robin Uthappa in the first. Then I knew, I wasn't disappointed this time. I was thought, okay, this might be a sign from God. That we have lost our star in the first over. Then Manish Pandey comes in and steadies the ship, and that was a crazy final. It was all hopes were lost, but Piyush Chawla comes in and he takes on Mitchell Johnson. That was like how could he do that? And you could see Mitchell Johnson just being, he just had that brilliant, he just ripped apart England just a few months ago. The star England batting lineup, and just being tonked away by Piyush. And yeah, then we won 2-2, and that's pretty good. Yeah.
So you mentioned 2014, 10 years from now, so that's championship. Top of the table right now.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
Well, as you said, 2014 was the last time we won, Charlie. It's been 10 years without title. We have made it to the playoffs. We have been consistent. We have been one of the consistent teams. In 26, I think we missed out on the playoffs in 2015. We missed out on the playoffs in 2019, 2020, and 2022 and last year. But all except these years, we made it to the final. We made it to the final in 2021. We were runners up. We came very close in 2018 as well. So we have been consistent. We have been one of the best. But yes, we haven't won it. We haven't crossed that line. We are top of the table now in 2014. I think KKR are playing a wonderful, wonderful brand of cricket. It's great to have Gigi back as a mentor. And you could sense that this is Gautam's team. His aura and it just speaks. I'm hopeful. We're at the top of the table now. I'm hopeful that we'll go all the way. Sunil Narayan, our own prodigal son, and Dre Russ, obviously they are always there. And the whole team is performing so well. We might not have the biggest superstars in our team, but we are working as a team. And these guys, they look a happy bunch of guys, a happy bunch of players. It's a good environment. Charlie, when you look at a team, you can sense that positive energy. You could sense that these guys are happy together playing. So I was like, yes, we do have a great chance of winning this year. And I'm really hopeful, fingers crossed. But yeah, I just think that this is our year, and don't want to jinx it, but hope the trophy comes home after 10 long years.